Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Crusade. This is season 1, episode number 2. This episode is called The Needs of Earth. I thought last episode was a good introduction into this world of the Excalibur, and we saw how we have Galen still, who seems to come and go. I think Dorina might be in a similar type of character where she'll kind of maybe go off and do things and then come back and meet up with everybody on the Excalibur. I have to say though, the most interesting character for me last episode was probably Gideon, who's the captain of the Excalibur. He was chosen by John to lead the mission to try and find a cure to the Drac plague that is on Earth. And we discovered this planet where it seemed abandoned. It didn't look like anybody had been there for a long time. There was like this dust on the floor. There was writings on the walls. And we had a guy from IXP trying to decipher them. He was a tit, but I kind of come to expect that from people who work at IXP. So as we're there, we discover that people who visit this planet were being vivisected. And it was because the people that lived there were in cryo. And once every 2 or 3 years, one of those people would wake up. They would become like the guardian of the others and they would try and find a cure. And the way that they would do that is by stealing the organs of visitors and studying them to try and see if there was any medical information that could be taken or found from them to help defeat the plague, because they themselves had been inflicted with it 1,000 years ago by the shadows. So they'd been waking these people up for thousands, hundreds of years to try and find this cure, and they still haven't found a cure, which doesn't really bode that well for us. Gideon was given the opportunity to strike a deal with this guy and be like, if we find something, we can help you. But he was like, nah, don't really think I'm down with that. The guy from IXP offering them like Nan to like vivisect is like a way of them to kind of appease them, I guess. I was like, dude, like, A, don't do that. B, never the Nan. So he's possibly going to be one for me to watch, I think. But then at the end, when Gideon was confronted and they said, oh, by the way, that planet wasn't on the list of planets we were asked to go visit and look into by the Rangers. Why did we kind of go there? And he was like, we just did. But then in his room, his quarters, he has this box. And in the box is a voice. And it was the voice that told him to go there. Who the hell is that voice? I'm going to get on into this, let's go. It's amazing, the design of this Excalibur, by the way.
Captain Gideon, I am Enloshok, Trulan.
An honor. This is my medical officer, Dr. Chambers.
Doctor?
Please sit. So, what's this all about? Your message said that you had information critical to our mission, but that's all.
It was all I could risk on an open channel. Like all the other Rangers, my crew and I divide our time between enforcing the rules of the Interstellar Alliance and listening for any information that might aid your search for a cure for your people.
Yeah!
In the past, those two have never come into conflict. That has now changed.
Why?
I'm not sure I understand.
You will have to interfere in the affairs of another race.
Oh!
Help a fugitive escape justice, traffic in stolen merchandise, and break any number of local laws.
Who is it?
So the question becomes, how far are you prepared to go?
We have just received some promising information about this individual. His name is Nachak Var of Murata 7. According to reports, our subject downloaded all the important knowledge of his race onto a series of high-compression data crystals and then took off.
Why?
Our source believes that he intends to sell that
Oh,
information.
that would make sense.
That's one hell of a security breach.
The Marathi government has put a price on his head for anyone who can return him and the data crystals
Unharmed?
to his homeworld.
Then
we don't
they'll
have
probably
any
kill him.
specifics about the nature of the information that he's carrying, only that it covers centuries. The chance to get our hands on something that extensive is too good to pass up.
Oh.
Even if there's not any useful medical data, there may be information about other civilizations that we haven't encountered yet.
He's already been captured by bounty hunters on Praxis 9.
The Marathi know he's been captured, and they're en route to pick him up.
We got to get
We're
there
closer
first.
to the target. We can get there before they arrive. Negotiate
It's not going to go to plan. Nothing
Where does
ever
the
goes to
Alliance
plan.
stand with all this?
Don't ask, dude.
Praxis is outside Alliance jurisdiction, and the Marathi aren't members, so we're on our own. We have to enter someone else's space, conduct an illegal raid to free a fugitive from justice, and buy stolen data. So if any of us is hurt, killed, or captured,
Then shit.
no one's going to bail us out of trouble.
Oh no, it just looks like it turns.
This is Praxis 9.
I love that.
It's a commercial planetary colony consisting of 4 domed cities in the northern hemisphere.
Oh.
This dome, the largest, is the capital. It's also the only one with a working spaceport. So, if our target is anywhere, it's
It'd be
probably
there.
in there. The biggest problems with the dome are getting in and getting out. If we go in the front door,
I bet
they're
Dorina
gonna
could
know
get
who
in.
we are, and I doubt the Alliance would appreciate that. Once in, if there are any problems, they can lock down the shuttle in spaceport and keep us from escaping.
I'll find my own way in.
Captain, I must protest.
We're about to break about a half a dozen laws. I won't let anyone take the rap for that if things go badly. It's my decision, my ship. And I'm going.
Then I'm going with you.
She'll be useful.
Serena?
You need me to get in and out of there without being captured.
I know you're good at this sort of thing.
I've been to Praxis 9 before. I know the place inside and out.
Take her.
On your own, even if you do get in, you'll never find the target.
Suit up for EVA and bring a spare for the target.
More likely to talk to her than
Lieutenant,
they
prep
are
the
to
shuttle for
him.
launch. We're going in.
Aye, sir.
They haven't sent any ships to investigate. Must have come in low enough to avoid the scanners.
We found the air door. We're going in.
Well, they're on their own now.
You sure you remember the combination?
I don't forget these things. There were 6 different combinations for maintenance, airflow control, others so they could track who was going in and out.
They do change them.
Now, maybe they changed some of the combinations, but I doubt they would have changed all of them. I gotta lose the gloves.
No, absolutely not. The atmosphere is toxic. It can
Captain.
kill you in 6...
If we don't get in, the mission is a failure. Now, I can handle it.
Be really quick.
Praxis Colony is a way station for the lowest forms of life in the sector.
Oh,
Smugglers, terrorists,
Thieves.
traders, usually dealing in illegal goods. Weapons, tech, supplies.
which explains why it's not part of the Alliance.
All right, next up, we've got a strong male Varadian here, only 24 years old in very good shape. He's got experience lowering cargo, stacking supplies, any heavy work you got. You do it.
I figured the Mirati will get here in 3 or 4 hours. How do we find the target?
I need a distraction.
Just so you know, it's nothing personal. I should have started smaller.
Oh, I like this. This is shit.
Thanks.
He's a
He
friend.
belongs to the Thieves Guild, same as me. There's usually a few of us around a place like this. We need to find somebody fast. Can you help us?
Hi.
Got it. Okay, Dorina, we do this quiet.
Is she there?
Dorina.
Oh.
Get away from the door.
Sit quiet. What the hell was that?
Eagle 1 to Eagle's
Oh, those people didn't get caught.
So what the hell were you thinking?
Freeing them.
Those people were slaves on their way to being sold.
Well, that's unfortunate. But slavery is legal in this part of space. Why did we have to be the
Because when I was stuck in that room waiting and praying for help, nobody did it for me.
Captain, we have a problem.
That's why she wasn't
Scanners
at
have picked up
home
a jump point
when the
opening
drag
in
plague
sector.
happened.
Silhouette looks like a warship.
Oh.
I can't examine you properly with those in the way.
I must hold them
Oh, what is it?
until I decide who is deserving to have them.
This person you have taken on board your ship,
Allegedly.
allegedly taken on board your ship, is a known criminal and a troublemaker. What he has taken would
What
cause us
secrets
great
do they
difficulty in
have?
the hands of the wrong people. You must turn them both over to us.
Both.
Assuming that this person is on board, and I'm not saying he is.
Oh, the secrets.
What if I say no?
We will not allow him to leave this area alive.
Where are the 2 Mirati who came aboard?
In the brig. That seems safest until I figure out what to do. My guess is they won't attack as long as their people are on board.
Do what you
Here's
will,
a
but I
point,
did not
though.
sign on to die.
If they're like the legal
We have to
system,
put
they
the
wouldn't
needs
shoot
of
the
Earth
ship.
first. Our mission is to find a cure for the Drock plague, not give shelter to every refugee that we
Well,
come
that's what they
across.
think this guy's got, though,
No.
information
We
for
can
that.
save him, or we can keep trying to save the 10 billion people back home.
How long's he been listening to it for? This
This
is
is
quite
yours.
sweet.
Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart.
One of you did all this.
By the time he was 35.
I will go back with the others.
But why? You came all the way here, put yourself and us through all this.
You are surrounded, and you are outnumbered. If I stay, the odds are I will die.
We will send another ship programmed to take him back on autopilot. When he reaches home, We will give him a fair trial.
Ah, no, this dude's gonna be killed.
Yes.
It's gonna blow up, man.
Put me through to the second shuttle. I want to ask Nachuk a few questions.
Shuttle 2 is on autopilot, sir.
What?
Yeah.
You mean there's no one else in there?
Yes, sir.
Why didn't you tell me? Launch a fighter escort. Tell him
Warship powering up forward guns. Shuttle has been destroyed.
Yeah.
What's on there?
Music, poetry, songs,
Oh.
stories going back centuries. The recorded creative output of an entire planet.
Was it being suppressed on the planet?
I found this too.
They are burning the books. They are burning the music. Burning
Oh,
the art.
shit.
Tearing down the statues. They have erased it all from the planetary data net and burned all the copies in private hands.
I've only had a chance to review a little of it. But what I've seen is beautiful.
He threw away his life.
While we're waiting on science to discover the math that will lead to a cure, we need something to sustain us.
To give them hope.
This is the music and the literature of hope.
When they said that Nachuk was going to get a fair trial, even though I was deliberately trying not to scan them telepathically, I could sense they were lying. But I didn't go deeper.
Dude!
I just assumed that it meant that he would get a mock trial. I didn't even suspect the truth until I saw it.
Oh.
He knew.
Yeah, I did.
He knew.
I'm sorry I was short with you earlier.
He was a bit.
The reason that they picked me for this job is that I have a thing about death. I don't like it when the people around me die. I've seen too much of it in my time.
I don't think many people would like that.
Is this because of what happened on the Cerberus? You were just an ensign back then. There was nothing you could do.
347 officers and crew died aboard the Cerberus, Doctor. Many of them were my friends.
And because of that accident, now you take death personally.
No, not personally. And it wasn't.
It wasn't an accident?
Wasn't what?
No.
Oh, shit, it wasn't an accident.
Good night, Doc.
I think I'm really surprised by these 2 episodes so far. They've not been what I've expected them to be at all. The needs of Earth, I thought we'd be off trying to maybe scavenge on another planet again like we did last time. But then to see that a ranger had came to the ship and said to Gideon, we've got this mission for you basically, but it's outside Alliance jurisdiction. So you need to get in and get out as fast as you can, because if something bad goes wrong, we can't help you, because we kind of have to pretend that we don't really know about anything about it kind of thing, because they're not supposed to be there to get involved in anything, and especially on worlds that aren't a part of the Alliance. So to see Gideon and Dorina go down to this planet and try and find this guy who'd escaped from his own world with secrets, as what everyone thought, and everyone was like, he'd stolen them, he's a thief, we can't trust him, he's dangerous kind of thing, and his own people were trying to go get him, and we had to get there first. Then to meet the guy, and he was just this really sweet guy who just wanted to preserve what his own world had deemed, in a way, legal, I guess. So creativity, art, hope, freedom through expression. And to see that he was so determined to keep a part of his world alive that was no longer allowed was actually quite sweet. I recognised the voice. It's the guy who played Braytak in Stargate. So I was like, oh, it's the guy who plays Braytak. And I adore that guy. So to see him know that if he went back, he was going to die. But as soon as he discovered Mozart on board the ship, he was like, these people understand music and art and culture, so I'm going to give his most prized possession, I guess, to the guys on Excalibur, and then went off and got on that shuttle that was on autopilot, knowing that he knew it was going to blow up. He knew there was no way he was going to survive that. And knowing that it did then, blow up, and learning that the officer was actually a telepath, and he kind of picked up on the fact that he knew what was going to happen. His little smile was heartbreaking, actually. It was like, yeah, that was actually quite an interesting thing to see. And Gideon having this, not only does he have this box with a voice in it, he also has this past where it seems like something's happened. All of these people have died aboard this ship. That was apparently an accident, but from the sounds of things, he was trying to say it wasn't an accident. So it then makes you wonder what happened there. And I do like the fact that the doctor was like, look, We may not have a cure, but at least we can give them this, you know, this music, this art, this poetry as hope in the meantime, and it'll restore a little bit of that hope to everybody back on Earth. So this was a really interesting watch, actually. I didn't expect this episode at all. May go watch the next one. I will see you guys later. So thank you.